guys, today we're going to be doing a tag video, and today's tag was created by Lisa Lobotomy, which is a very close friend of mine on YouTube, and I'm so sorry I have not done your tag yet. I don't know where I've been. I've been living under a rock. I remember when you released this tag and I'm pretty sure I commented on it and I was like, yes, I'm doing this tag, and it's been what, like 7 months now? I am so sorry, but I'm here now. I'm doing the tag. So the tag is called the good and the boring. Wait, no, that's not what it's called. It's called the bad and the boring. So we're basically just going to be complaining in this video, and you guys know I love to complain. So let's just get into question number 1. A foundation finish you don't like. I feel like I've been pretty vocal on this, and I don't like dewy foundations because I have such oily skin. Any foundation is going to look dewy on me whether I like it or not by the end of the day, so I really don't need to start off my day looking dewy, because if I look dewy to start off, imagine how much dewier, which I don't like, I'm going to look at the end of the day. Like, that is just, it's not the kind of look that I am going for. I'm trying to stay matte as long as I possibly can. And so yeah, I don't want to start off with anything dewy on my face, so I'm gonna have to say that. I'm also not like the biggest fan of light coverage foundations on myself, but that is just because I don't have perfect skin, and so I feel like it's an extra step that I have to go in and like spot conceal and stuff if I do use something that is light coverage. So for me, I'm just not really about that life. I like something that's more on the medium to full side. So yeah. Question number 2, the worst mascara that you have tried. So I actually did a declutter not that long ago, and I've yet to like throw out all of the stuff that I'm getting rid of because I still have some friends that I want to look through the stuff that I have. So I managed to dig out the mascaras that I decluttered in that video, and I have 2 that are like probably just as bad. And the first one is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. This is the pink tube, or like the corally tube. This mascara did absolutely nothing for my lashes. I could pile on like 10 coats and I got nothing out of it. And the same can be said for the Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara. This one is so bad. Like, I get it, you're supposed to use this on your lower lashes, but even on the lower lashes, I could not for the life of me get this to do anything. Did I even put mascara on my lower lashes today? Where's my mirror? Yeah, I totally forgot to put mascara on my lower lashes, so I will just like show you. I mean, like, this mascara is just, it's so bad. So let me just show you the mascara that I normally use for my lower lashes, and I can show you the comparison. So I'm gonna take my Smashbox Superfan mascara, and I'm gonna put this on the other side. So like, I actually see my lashes on this side. I'm not sure how well you can really see it, but I'm definitely gonna put more on this side. And I hate that Wet n Wild mascara so much. And I feel like there's a reason why people never talk about Wet n Wild's mascaras, is because they're terrible. So I'm just gonna throw that in the trash right now because I don't need that in my life. And the same goes for the Essence mascara. I have no idea why I'm holding on to that one, because that one needs to go too. So let's move on to some more interesting things here. Question number 3, one thing you tried once and then thrown away. What did I try once and then throw away? I don't know if I've ever done that. I mean, I'm sure I have, but it's really hard to think of something. Oh, I actually do have one. I got one of the Drunk Elephant. I actually was talking to someone in the comments about this the other day, but I had one of the Drunk Elephant sunscreen samples, and I tried that one time, and it's the worst consistency that I've ever felt in a sunscreen. It was so thick and it was so hard to like blend out, and my face looked white afterwards, and also my skin had such a bad reaction to it that it started itching, and it was also kind of like balling on my skin when I was trying to rub it in, and I couldn't even leave it on because it just felt so bad. I don't know if it's because I have oily skin and like Drunk Elephant products don't really work that well for me. I really have no idea, but I just did not like that. So yeah, I didn't even bother trying that again. It was like a tiny little sample, so I just threw it away because I thought it was so bad. Question number 4, the most boring eyeshadow palette you own. I have it right in front of me because I kind of prepared, I guess, but this is the Juvia's Place Coral palette. This is by far my most boring eyeshadow palette. I did do a declutter not that long ago. I'll link down in the corner if you have not seen that, but I basically got rid of like all my kind of boring palettes that I got in BoxyCharm and stuff, so I didn't really have any very neutral, like neutral only palettes because I got rid of them. So this is probably my most boring palette. I mean, will I reach for this again? Seems very unlikely, unless I'm doing it like in a palette bingo or something and using this along with another palette, but as is, I don't think I will probably reach for this again. Question number 5, a makeup trend you think is boring and want to go away. So I kind of thought of this one too, and I have 2 that came to mind, and the first one is like the super carved out Instagram brow with like white underneath it. I just think it looks so fake. Like, even when I see people in real life walking around like that, like it stands out to me like a sore thumb. I just don't think it's a good look. Yeah, it looks okay in like Instagram pictures, but when you actually see someone wearing that out in public, I can't get behind that. I don't think it's a good look personally. And the other thing that I also don't really like is super overlined lips on someone who already has big lips. Even people who have small lips, if they overline too much, it just looks weird. It looks out of place. I don't like anything that makes your face look out of proportion or just makes one feature stand out in a way that it's not meant to. I don't know if that makes sense, but to me it does. So those are probably the 2 things that I can think of that like people actually do that I would like to see go away. Question number 6, the worst liquid lipstick that you ever tried. I thought about this for a long time, and I kind of came to the conclusion that I don't think I'm very picky when it comes to liquid lipsticks, simply because I never wear my liquid lipsticks for a very long period of time. I'm the kind of person who will take it off and reapply after a couple of hours, especially after eating and such. So most liquid lipsticks last for like 3 hours on me, and if they don't, I usually put a gloss on top, so it's just not really a big problem. But the one that came to mind was probably the ABH formula. I only have one of them. I've only tried one. I do love their glosses, but their matte liquid lipsticks are just such a kind of thick formula that I don't like how they go onto my lips, and I also just don't like the feel of them. And I don't know, there's just something about that formula that I don't like it. I wouldn't say it's like terrible. Like, I know a lot of people love it, and I don't think it's that bad, but for me, it's like the texture of it, I think, that I don't really like it. So maybe ABH? Question number 7. What color do you think is the most boring one? And this one is so easy for me, and that would be any brown transition shade. Now, I can get on board with like dark browns. I think they're fine, even though I'm not really a fan of brown in general, but I wanted to be a little bit more specific and not just say like browns. So for me, it's definitely like any brown transition shade because I never use it. I don't really ever use transition shades in general, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that the reason for that is because I have hooded eyes. I need my darkest color in my crease to be able to show above where my hood of my eye is, because if I have a very light color on top of like in my transition, I feel like my eyes look more hooded, and I don't know, it's just something that I've kind of thought of, and I realized that I like to have a dark shadow go above the hood of my eye because it just looks better that way. And since I do that, I don't really have room to have a transition shade, because usually that color that I've blended up towards my eyebrow is like the darkest shadow, and it just works better for me that way. So I don't like brown transition shades. I feel like they're kind of pointless, especially for my eyes. I just don't think it looks very flattering to have like a very soft gradient on my eyes. I find it to be better for my eye shape in general to have like more of a darker color go all the way up, but that's just me, and I am sure that transition shades are very helpful and a lot of people love them, so it's just not really my kind of thing. Question number 8, what brand do you think comes out with the most boring things? And I just did the video saying my like 5 brands that I'm the least excited about, and probably all of those brands on my list, honestly, but probably brands like Glossier, who comes out with very like natural no makeup. I think that would probably be the one thing that I would say. But I also kind of had a conversation with someone else in the comments today saying that Urban Decay has been so boring lately, and I couldn't agree more, because I've not been interested in anything that Urban Decay has come out with in the past probably 2 years. So yeah, I would say Urban Decay is like kind of boring too, but I don't know if I would say they come up with the most boring stuff. It's just not really something that gets me excited. So like for boring stuff, I would probably say Glossier, but I could also probably say brands like Laura Mercier and like the very high-end luxury brands. A lot of those brands also don't really come out with anything that excite me. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of brands that just I don't really care for. That's a lot of boring stuff. Any brand that doesn't have color makeup. Question number 9. Which step in your makeup routine is the most boring one? Probably eyebrows, to be honest. It's just a necessity. It's just something that I feel like I have to do because I don't have any brows to begin with, so I need to put my brows on in order to do the rest of my makeup because otherwise my face is just not going to look very good and it's not going to look very done. So I need to do my brows. I hate doing my brows. I try to get them done as quickly as possible. I hate spending time on it. I never really try new techniques because I don't want to spend time on my brows. I just want to kind of put them on and be done. So definitely gonna have to say brows on that. I mean, that's not really even a question. So the last question, this is so tough. If you had to choose between a good base and a bad eye look or a bad base and a good eye look, which would you choose? I just feel like if I have a bad skin day, like I'm gonna say the same thing Betty Jean said because she said the same thing. She feels very self-conscious if she has a really bad skin day, and I do too. So I don't know. The thing is though, like I would never put on my base and not do my eyeshadow or vice versa. Like I just wouldn't do that. So if I were to have a full face of makeup on and I'd have to choose one thing that I don't like, I don't know. I'd probably say I would want a good base and a bad eye look and I'll just wear sunglasses the rest of the day. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't leave the house with either of them looking terrible. I would just take my makeup off and not wear any makeup then because I would feel better about it that way. Because that way at least people aren't going to like stare at my face, because I feel like if your base is looking good and your eyes are looking bad, people are going to look at you because you're wearing a lot of makeup. And I just don't want that kind of attention, so I would rather just not wear makeup, but I guess I would choose bad eye makeup because I can just wear my sunglasses. So those were all of the 10 questions. Wow, that was a very quick tag. So yeah, thank you Lisa for coming up with the questions for this. This was so much fun and I'm so sorry it took me so long to do this. I know I've been meaning to do it forever. So if you guys haven't already checked out Lisa's channel, I will link her up in the corner. And if you want to see more videos like this, I will pop some up on the screen for you so you can go ahead and click on those. I've done a lot of tags on my channel and I love doing them. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.